Have you ever found yourself pausing before accepting an invitation, wondering if it's really worth the energy to go out and socialize? Maybe it's a birthday gathering, a family reunion, or just a friendly lunch. And yet, something inside you hesitates. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. After 70, many people begin to feel this subtle shift in how they engage with the world around them. This video is about that shift. It's not about loneliness. It's not about becoming antisocial. It's about intentionality, clarity, and a newfound peace that often arrives with age. We'll explore 6 surprising truths about why many people in their 70s and beyond choose to visit others less often. And by the end of this video, you might see this behavior in a new light, not as retreat, but as refinement. So whether you're in your 70s, approaching that season of life, or someone who cares deeply for a loved one in that stage, this message is for you. It's about honoring the quiet wisdom that comes with time, and maybe even learning to give yourself permission to slow down, say no, and treasure what truly matters. Let's get into it. In our younger years, we're often caught in a web of social obligations, birthdays, office parties, distant relatives' barbecues. But once you've lived through 7 decades, you begin to realize how little those surface-level relationships actually matter. It's not about bitterness, it's about clarity. Many older adults say they've spent too many years pouring energy into relationships that didn't nourish them. They attended events out of politeness. They hosted dinners to meet social expectations. They smiled through small talk that left them empty. But after 70, there's a shift. There's a moment, sometimes sudden, sometimes gradual, when you realize life is far too short to spend on people who drain you. It's not rudeness, it's wisdom. Let me tell you about Eleanor. She's 76 now, retired from a long career as a nurse. For decades, she played the role of the agreeable friend. She said yes to everything. She attended every baby shower, every get-together, even when she felt exhausted. But after turning 72, something clicked. She started saying no. She stopped returning calls from people who never asked how she was really doing. At first, she felt guilty, but now, she's never felt freer. Psychologists call this emotional selectivity. As we age, we become more selective with our social interactions, prioritizing quality over quantity. Studies from Stanford have shown that older adults focus more on emotionally rewarding relationships than on acquiring new ones. This isn't selfishness, it's emotional intelligence at its peak. Time is no longer abstract after 70, it's tangible. It's felt in your bones, in your heartbeat, in the empty chair where a friend once sat. Every hour spent has weight. Every visit costs something. So naturally, choices become more deliberate. Let's talk about James. He's 81, a retired professor, and he once told me, "When you're younger, you think you have infinite Saturdays. But at some point, you start counting how many you might have left." This doesn't mean older adults become pessimistic. Quite the opposite. It means they live with more presence. They prioritize who they visit, when, and why. And this, too, is backed by science. Research in gerontology shows that older adults often reevaluate how they spend their time, choosing solitude, nature, or a close companion over social obligations. They learn that being alone isn't the same as being lonely. That's the heart of this truth. When you finally realize time is your most precious asset, you spend it more wisely. And sometimes that means staying home. Younger people often bend over backward to justify their decisions. We explain why we're not attending the party, why we changed careers, why we're taking time off. But after 70, That need fades. There's a liberation in simply saying no, without guilt, without explanation. Margaret, 74, puts it beautifully. I used to feel bad for not showing up. Now I understand that no thank you is a full sentence. When you've lived through 7 decades, survived heartbreaks, raised families, watched friends pass on, you earn the right to stop justifying your peace. This isn't indifference. It's maturity. It's emotional sovereignty. It's choosing yourself without shame. For viewers who struggle with boundaries, let this truth sink in. You don't owe your presence to everyone. And the older you get, the more sacred your peace becomes. There's a physical reality we can't ignore. After 70, your body reminds you that energy is not endless. What you once did in a day might now take 2. Rest becomes essential, not optional. This isn't weakness, it's wisdom from the body itself. Picture Ron, 79. He's sharp, vibrant, still active. But after hosting his granddaughter's birthday party, he needs 2 days to recover. He laughs about it, but he also knows it's real. Older adults understand that every outing has a cost, and they're more attuned to the trade-offs. Visit a friend today, maybe feel sore tomorrow. Stay home now, feel better all week. This leads to more mindful planning. It's not laziness, it's conservation of energy, of joy, of life force. When visiting others requires a long drive, loud environments, or late nights, it's natural to hesitate. It's not rejection, it's self-preservation. Solitude used to feel like a punishment, but over time, many people discover it's a sanctuary. After 70, there's often a deepening relationship with oneself. Hobbies return, books call, walks become meditations, and silence becomes a friend. One viewer, Barbara, 83, emailed us saying, "I used to fill every weekend with visits. Now I look forward to my Saturday tea ritual and watching birds outside. It's become sacred." This is perhaps one of the greatest gifts of aging, the rediscovery of your own companionship. You're not avoiding others. You're finally hearing yourself. Modern culture undervalues solitude, but in many traditions, solitude is where wisdom grows. It's where the soul breathes, and for many elders, it's where the richest conversations happen, internally. This final truth is perhaps the most beautiful. After a certain age, social calendars stop being a badge of honor. What matters is who you're spending time with, not how often. Lillian, 78, once told me, "I used to feel guilty for not visiting every friend. Now I know my love is better served deeply than widely." Older adults often form what psychologists call an emotional inner circle. It's made up of the few people who make them feel seen, safe, and cherished. Everyone else gently fades to the periphery. This isn't exclusion, it's evolution. It's choosing depth over breadth. When you've loved and lost, you learn to hold dear those who truly fill your heart. Visits become sacred. Words carry more weight, and even short moments feel infinite. So if your older loved one visits less, it may not mean they care less. It may mean they're pouring all their heart into those few, golden connections that matter most. So, what have we really learned here? That after 70, visiting others less isn't about withdrawal. It's about choosing peace, conserving energy, and embracing clarity. It's about knowing what and who truly matters. We've explored how superficial relationships fall away, how time and energy become sacred, how the need to explain fades, how solitude transforms from emptiness into sanctuary, and how ultimately love deepens even as our calendars shrink. If you're younger, Maybe this helps you better understand your parents or grandparents. If you're older, maybe this video gave you permission to honor your own rhythms. There's profound beauty in aging with intention, in living less for obligation and more for truth. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone you love. Maybe it'll start a meaningful conversation. Thank you for watching. And remember, no matter your age, it's always okay to choose what fills your soul over what fills your schedule. Until next time, take care of your heart, your time, and your peace.